Hello, welcome to another INFJ ramble. Today's topic is your mind. What do I mean by that? So I know, like, in this day and age, I guess meditation and yoga and spirituality and new age and all these things are coming to the surface and people are embracing it. To be honest, it just seems kind of trendy. If I was to be really real about it, it seems like it's trendy. And I don't think it's good or bad, right or wrong. I think, everything has a purpose and everything comes to the surface eventually for analysis, but yeah, tomato, I suppose. So I don't really know how to elaborate on this. I guess I'll just say what comes to mind. But for me, putting all of these things aside, like, don't get me wrong, like, breath work can help to calm the mind. Meditation can help if done appropriately. But what is appropriate? Like, who says one way is better than the other? Or I think it's highly dependent on the individual, to be honest, because some things that work for me might not work for you, and things that work for you might not work for me. So I don't know, I'm still probing all these thoughts, and I am verbally vomiting it out into this video for analysis. Anyhow, let's get back to it. Subject: the mind. Have you ever observed your mind? In another video, I said that I spent a lot of time observing my mind, but I didn't really elaborate on it. I felt like I wanted to elaborate on it in this video. So, breathing helps to calm yourself, to calm the nerves, to prepare you to get into this particular state of mind where you become the objective observer. Where you get to a place where you don't label anything, but you're conscious and aware of what is coming up to the surface for you to see. But first of all, you have to calm the body, calm the nerves, calm the mind. Well, not really calm the mind, man. You just calm everything else so that you can actually observe the mind from an objective viewpoint. When you get to that phase, you start realizing how your mind is a thought generator. So it likes to generate thoughts. It's a very inquisitive machine. It wants to know everything. And if it doesn't know something, it'll categorize or label it in order to appease itself. Do you understand? But if you like really watch it, it's a thought generator, and it produces thoughts based on your atmosphere, your the people around you, the events that are going on. Yeah, and when I say atmosphere, I'm not just talking about out here. I mean that is a how do I say? That is an aspect of it, but you have to think you also have your mental atmosphere, your emotional atmosphere, your physical atmosphere, your spiritual atmosphere. All of these things need to be taken into consideration, and depending on where you're at in any one of these atmospheric spheres, that will determine the thoughts that are generated. And it's funny, so whether you're conscious or unconscious, the mind is always creating thoughts, and if you really look at the thoughts that they're creating, it's generating a feeling. and then the feeling generates an action. You got what I'm saying? What is the whole point of this video? The whole point maybe is to watch your mind, to watch the different dimensions and atmospheric realms of yourself. You know what I mean? And then maybe you can be the captain of your ship instead of having it hijacked by everything else. Does that make sense? You get to choose in what direction you want to sail, how you want to sail, you know, like what kind of, you know, is my analogy making sense? Who knows? I have no idea if that makes sense. I'm just thinking in terms of, you know, sometimes people are going through life and they're just wondering why it's falling apart. Or you have people who go through life and they're like the happiest people ever, and you know, they never seem to have any hardships, or they don't really encounter too much difficulties. It's probably because they are aware of the tool, or the, you know, that we refer to as the mind, and they're using it appropriately. And instead of reacting to the thoughts that are generated, the emotions that are generated, the sensations that are generated from the emotions, the actions that are generated from the sensations, you know what I mean? They know how to be calm, and they've mastered themselves to some extent so that they, you know, irregardless of all this stuff going on, they can still kind of like look through it all quite clearly. And that you can do that from an objective viewpoint, you know. Master of yourself. Hey man, I don't know if this video made sense. I was just thinking about it because I was sitting around and after work, and I'm like thinking about stuff and feeling stuff, and then analyzing like what's like triggering emotions. And this is so stupid. I was craving a panini sandwich, and this is how I came to this conclusion. Anyhow, blessings to one and all. Amen.